Vikings reward Kwesi Adofo-Mensah with multi-year contract extension. Following franchise transformation, the Minnesota Vikings front office has taken another important step toward ensuring stability and continuity of its vision for the future. General manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has signed a multi-year contract extension with the franchise, ESPN's Adam Schefter revealed on Friday. The extension, which had been discussed behind the scenes for weeks, reinforces the organization's commitment to the modern, analytical philosophy that Adofo-Mensah has implemented since arriving in Eagan in 2022. Financial terms and the exact length of the new deal have not yet been disclosed, but sources indicate that the contract reflects the executive's strategic value to the Vikings project. The decision comes at a time of renewed enthusiasm for the franchise, following a 14-win season in 2024, despite significant adversity. With rookie J.J. McCarthy injured over the summer, the Vikings turned to veteran Sam Darnold, who surprised by leading the team to one of the best campaigns in the NFL. With Adofo-Mensah's extension, the Vikings seal the retention of the same leadership that had already been reinforced in January with the contract renewal of coach Kevin O'Connell. The duo has been fundamental in the restructuring of the team, promoting a culture of accountability, innovation, and talent development. Since Adofo-Mensah and O'Connell took over, Minnesota has accumulated a 34-17 record in the regular season, demonstrating consistency and competitiveness. However, playoff performance is still an outstanding issue, with 2 eliminations in the first round, a hurdle that the organization intends to overcome in 2025. The focus now turns to the development of quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who enters his second year as a starter. The expectation is that, with a strengthened roster and solid leadership off the field, the Vikings can finally break the playoff barrier and advance towards the Super Bowl. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's renewal sends a clear message. Minnesota has full confidence in the path laid out by the current management and believes that the best days of the franchise are yet to come. Skol Vikings. Stay tuned to Report Vikings for more exclusive updates straight from the front office in Eagan. Vikings. Way bold move. Trading with Packers for Jair Alexander could be the masterstroke for 2025. If someone had said a year ago that the Minnesota Vikings would be considered as a destination for a possible trade involving Jair Alexander, defensive star of the arch-rival Green Bay Packers, many fans would certainly have laughed at the idea. But what once seemed unthinkable is now starting to take on the appearance of a possibility, and puts the Vikings' name at the center of one of the most intriguing stories of the NFL offseason. According to Cody Benjamin, analyst for CBS Sports, Minnesota appears to be one of the possible suitors if the Packers decide to let go of their Pro Bowler cornerback. Although the scenario of a trade within the NFC North is extremely rare and delicate, the simple fact that the Vikings are on the radar reveals 2 things: the urgent need to strengthen the secondary and the aggressive stance of the front office led by Kwesi Adofo-Mensah in search of a roster ready to compete in the Super Bowl. Jair Alexander, 28, is considered one of the NFL's most talented cornerbacks. With a combination of speed, refined instincts, and the ability to cover opposing receivers, he has excelled for years as a pillar of Green Bay's defense. However, the past 2 seasons have raised concerns. Injuries have limited his presence on the field, and he has played in just 7 games combined between 2023 and 2024. Despite the time missed, Alexander has shined when available. He recorded 16 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 defensive touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, and 7 passes defensed last season, numbers that prove his immediate impact. For a team like the Vikings, which has seen its defense improve under coordinator Brian Flores but still lacks elite talent in the secondary, a player like Alexander would be transformative. After a 14-win season that surprised the league, even with J.J. McCarthy out with an injury and Sam Darnold leading the team to the playoffs, the Vikings enter 2025 with a rejuvenated, talented roster with a promising core. The contract extensions for head coach Kevin O'Connell and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah show a desire for stability and long-term growth. However, uncertainty at the cornerback position continues to be a concern. Stephon Gilmore, a key player in 2024, is still unsigned. The veteran's return seems unlikely, and the search for a new leader in the secondary is intensifying. It is in this context that Alexander's name emerges as a bold and potentially revolutionary solution. As Benjamin pointed out, the chance of Green Bay trading its best cornerback to a rival is slim, but not impossible. Similar situations have occurred in the NFL before, and what may seem unthinkable today could become reality tomorrow, especially if the Vikings present a proposal that combines young talent and draft picks. The idea of bringing in Jair Alexander, while tempting from a technical standpoint, is not without its risks. In addition to his recent injury history, the player carries a high-value contract and a reputation built within the biggest rival. For some fans, this could be a difficult, emotional hurdle to overcome. But for others, winning, especially beating Green Bay, is worth any cost. Coach Kevin O'Connell is known for his innovative offensive mind, but he knows that to compete on equal terms with the best in the NFC, such as the 49ers, Lions, and Eagles, he will need to have a defense capable of closing out games. Having Jair Alexander on the field guarding the opposition's top wide receivers would give the defensive unit a new look, freeing up the defensive line and linebackers for more aggressive actions. Other names on the radar, Ramsey or the return of Gilmore. If the idea of Alexander does not come to fruition, other options are being considered. Jalen Ramsey, currently with the Dolphins, appears as a possible target via trade, should Miami decide to make room on its roster. Another alternative would be to re-sign Gilmore, who remains an experienced free agent with proven leadership and a good fit with the Vikings' defensive system. Still, neither offers the long-term impact that Alexander could, especially considering his age and athletic ceiling. Bottom line, a rare but season-changing move. Even with all the hurdles involved, the mere fact that the Vikings are in the conversation shows the franchise's new momentum. A team that for many years was conservative in its moves is now emerging as one of the most daring and strategic in the NFL. Trading for Jair Alexander wouldn't just be a coaching boost, it would be a statement of intent. A clear message to the league that Minnesota is tired of hitting the post and is willing to do whatever it takes to get further. It remains to be seen whether the Packers would be willing to answer the call. The off-season continues, and in Eagan, the phone is far from silent. Skol Vikings.